Okay, right guys, so I've been teasing about this for weeks on end, or months on end, sometimes on end, and finally, I've finally got it right next to me, right here, and this is very, very awkward because I am really not used to shooting myself this way. I'm not used to shooting myself at all. But anyway, so I have got a proper gaming PC this time instead of just like a normal PC. Right now it's very, very colourful. If you give me 1 second, I could actually go and change it. It's I don't know why it's on automatic because I didn't actually have it on auto before. So give me 1 second, watch, I could just go and change that. Yeah, I can go and change this thing. Whoop, it helps if I have it up the right way around. So I can have it in green, or I can have it in blue, or I can have it in red, or I can have this in white. I'm hoping that you can see this. I can just let it do whatever it wants to do, go through different cycles like it's doing right now. And I can speed up the cycle. Sorry, that's not speeding up the cycle. That's a different mode. I could just change it through all kinds of different ones, as you can see. Probably should have put a flashing warning on this one, but hey, right, I can change the speed of it, but that's kind of pointless me changing the speed because I'm not even pressing the speed button. That's the speed button. Yeah, I'm still getting kind of used to this. That's my favourite one to have it on because it shows all the different colours, and also the fans right there, they also go with the colours that are going on right now. It just keeps doing whatever it wants to do right now. Also, the exhaust fan also does the same. My processor is getting a nice cool there with the cooler. The liquid cooler, as you can see, is right there. I'm hoping that that actually shows better than I can see right there, because right now the colours aren't exactly working very well. Well, they're working fine in the case, but I'm recording this from behind glass, so this thing right here is quite thick glass, which is also good. As you can see, the memory, hopefully that you can also see that actually changes colour. You can see me. Hello, hello. There's my hand somewhere, and you can see the motherboard behind it, where all the stuff is on. You can see right there. I've got the graphics card, and I'll be going through all this stuff in a second. But I just thought I'd quickly just show you this as it goes through its cycle and everything. And down here, with the black boxes, that's where all the cables are. You do not want to see the cable side, because the cable side is a little bit, how shall we put it, all over the place. That's the front of the case. That's the most important thing. I'm not sure how this video is going to turn out. It could turn out quite bad, really. But hey, you know, I've been teasing about this for a couple of weeks now, and I finally put it together. And the reason it was taking so long was not because of the build itself. Well, actually, no, I suppose it was the build itself, but trying to get all the stuff, making sure that it actually works with it, trying to make sure that everything fits inside this case, everything works with this case, you know, like making sure the memory works with the motherboard and the processor works with the motherboard. I didn't realize that it was that difficult. I also had to, I probably won't be able to see it, no, just below the graphics card there, about, where is it, there, where my finger is, I think it's there. I had to go and get a Wi-Fi adapter so that I could go and connect to the internet as well, because this thing was being a little bit of a problem. But as you can see, there's a few cables there connecting to USB, sound and everything like that. But yeah, so this is quite a beefy thing, and in 1 second when I can find what I'm looking for, I'll be able to go through all the different types of specs it's got, so you guys can decide for yourself if it is beefy or not. Before I move on to that, the same thing that I was building this PC, as you can see, the screen is right there. I probably should be recording this in a different way and with a better camera, but hey, what you gonna do? I had to go and buy the screen, and on top of that right there is a camera, a Logitech something camera, but yeah, so that will be used in a few videos. As you can see down here, I've got a PC with all kinds of different colored keys, so I'll be using that. Also, you can see I've got a mouse, nearly forgot the name of it. I've still got the same headphones as before, and right here, which I don't know if you can pick up very well, is a new microphone. I don't know if you can see that, it says Audio Technica on it. Now, I don't know if you know anything about Audio Technica. I don't know how close I am either. Yeah, I'm about that close. It's probably one of the best brands that there is out there. Audio Technica isn't always cheap, which is the other thing. And you will also notice here, I've actually got a new mic arm stand for it as well. It's not exactly a heavy microphone, but the shock mount I've got with it, which is this thing right here, has to hold the weight of the microphone itself, and if it can't hold the microphone weight itself, then we've got a bit of a problem. And my other one is starting to just like rust a little bit, so I didn't really want to. I didn't want it to hold the weight and then not hold the weight, and then I wouldn't be able to record, which would be a little bit of a problem. And I do apologise if this video is all over the place and shaky, because I've just come back from work and I have nearly done. Actually, so far I've done 76 hours in a row. It's quite tiring. I'm not gonna lie. If you've ever done 76 hours, you know how tiring that is. The Audio-Technica mic. Next time I do a video gameplay thing, which will be Friday. This video is probably up late, but that's CrazyUKGamer style, isn't it? Is it not? I think it is. Anyway, so regardless of that, I suppose I better go and tell you what is all this kind of stuff. Oh yeah, another thing is, you can see that's a great cable management thing going on right there. That was my fault because I tried to do a little bit of live streaming, and I did some live streaming. It went okay. It's not like the best thing to do online gaming because my internet, it's okay to do streaming in a high quality, but it's not good for doing online gaming. I tried playing a game of Rocket League, and basically, well, I was seeing the game 1 to 2 seconds a little bit late, so I had to kind of make my judgments of what I was playing, but I won't bore you with that. But we won like the first game and then lost the second game, and after a little bit I thought to myself, I can't keep doing this, and the stream it wasn't going to be great, so I decided to leave it like that. Thankfully I wasn't streaming on YouTube, because that would have been a shock for you guys to see that. But yeah, so I'm also going to be doing some live streams as well with this lovely thing. And another thing I'm actually going to show you on here is, which is great for cleaning, is, if I could just hold this for a second, right here, it has got, you probably can't see, there we go, right, it's actually got a dust filter on it. So the dust, thankfully, won't go straight down into this, which it easily could do, as you can see, but this dust filter stops it. I've got that on there. I've also got one behind this tempered glass, because this has got tempered glass on this side, tempered glass on the other side, and on the front. And there's also a dust filter on the front, so if I decide to take this off, which I'm struggling right now with, and I won't do it because it's actually on, probably not a wise idea to do that. So yeah, I can go and change, move the dust filters. I can go and clean off the dust filters. As you can see, there's like fingerprints all over it. You would not imagine how long it took for me to try and get all this stuff fixed or sorted and in the right place. The longest, I think, was the LED lights, and right now it's not actually focusing great, so that's good. Basically, I was going to run through the stuff and then forgot because I got distracted by the cable management thing. Yes, this is a USB connector. You can have 4 USBs onto that one, but I wanted it to go onto the back of this so I could connect it up there. This was not on top of that. This Logitech reaches fine. Now the thing about the Logitech is it does not need to be connected to that. That's a Wi-Fi thing that so I can connect to the internet. But this thing helps me when I'm trying to do streaming on PS4 games, because that Logitech, it has got a long enough USB to connect from there to there, but it doesn't have a long enough one to connect on top of that. Now I usually have my camera sitting here. It's usually zoomed in and I'm sitting about here or so, or I don't know, and I'm usually just playing games. But I thought to myself, if I can try and have that connected onto there, that's good. Now it does not mean that I'm going to be using this. I'm not going to be using this camera. I'm clearly going to be using this camera, but when I'm doing live streams for games that I'm going to be playing on the PlayStation, I'd rather be faced here, and then I've got my screen just next to me where I can read the chat as it goes on, if there is chat. I won't be doing online gaming, not just yet, not until the internet is a little bit more stronger. I get like 25, 27. In fact, we could go and check this out. You know, I really should not be doing this on this. I should just record 3 OBS. Let's try that one again. Right, so right now I'm actually doing a quick connection test just to show you guys. For some reason the ping is a little bit high. It's usually better than that. It's usually about 12 or so. But as you can see, it's about 25, sometimes it reaches 26, 27. So it's not bad internet. It's pretty good to do 1080 or it is about 1080 or so. I can do 1080 and just below. And as you can see, the upload one, that's not so good right now. It's usually about a 6 or so. So I don't know, maybe it's just, I suppose it is peak time at the moment. It's just coming up to about 5. It's actually just gone past 5, to be honest. It's not too bad, but it could be better, but it could be worse as well. Okay, so that was actually the first time using that microphone as well, which will not be there the whole time, but pretty much it's going to be its mainstay. Probably should have recorded that a little bit better than I have, but I'm putting this together very, very quickly on Wednesday. So this video is going to be up on Wednesday, and I didn't plan that through. Finally, we're getting to all of the bits that we have got in. So we have the CPU is a AMD Ryzen 2700 8-core processor with 8.7 gigahertz. Now I don't know what that means, but it sounds good. No, I'm joking. Pretty much 8 cores is quite strong, so I should be able to run pretty much the most things on the CPU. Now, I've also got a CPU cooler, as I've said. Now, that one is a Corsair HX850W RGB Platinum 97 liquid cooler. So pretty much what that thing there does, that's the liquid cooler. That thing makes sure that the processor doesn't get too warm. Usually you'd either have a liquid cooler or a fan. Most AMD ones will come with a fan. I'm not entirely sure about Intel. I think most of them should come with a cooler so that it doesn't overheat and everything. But I'm not entirely sure about that. Also, I know that AMD, they use that in PlayStation and Xbox, so I thought, hey, why not go for that one? Also, Intel's very expensive. The motherboard is a Asus. I don't know. I'll put it up on the screen. Vengeance RGB Pro 32. I'm reading the wrong thing. But pretty much, I'll put it up on the screen what the motherboard is because I don't know how to pronounce that, so I do apologize. Saw good things about it and thought, hey, let's just hope that everything fits with it. So there's an awesome website which I will link down below. I think it's like PC Picker or something. It lets you know if all the parts for the PC actually work, because if I didn't have that, I'd have been in a lot of trouble because I wouldn't know what goes with what. That case wasn't actually on the website. I found that on Amazon. It was a little bit expensive. I'm not going to go through how much all this is, but I'm going through all the stuff, as you can tell, and you can probably add it up if you're really interested in that, but I'm not going to say how much I spent on the PC. I future-proofed it, in other words. Anyway, moving on to the next thing, as I was trying to read before. Memory is a Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro, 32GB, two 16GB RAMs, they're DDR4, and that also says 3200. I have no idea what that means. If that means something to you, then great. That memory right there, those two sticks of light, they're actually going through like a color cycle, but I don't really think it shows up great. I probably should have taken off the glass for this, but hey, I've started and I will not finish until I finish. They are both 216 slots, so 32GB. I've also got another 2 slots in between them, which I could also put another 32, or I could upgrade it eventually. But basically, if I wanted to upgrade to 64, it would be quite a lot more. Why the hell am I looking on that? That doesn't tell me what's on the piece of paper. This is the piece of paper. That is not a piece of paper. So moving on to the next part, and that is storage. Now storage, I've got 2 parts. So I've got a Samsung and a Toshiba. Now the Samsung one is a 1TB one, and that one pretty much boots up on the system, so it boots it up very, very quickly. In fact, I'm going to show you how quick this thing boots up. So pretty much I've turned everything off. This is still connected to power, so that thing will still go through a color cycle, but pretty much this is how quick it is. So I've just pressed the button. It'll probably turn off for a second because it's just stupid like that. And the screen is just turned on, mouse and keyboard is just going. It's not going to turn itself off. No, it's not going to turn itself off. It did it when I was just turning it on a couple of seconds ago. But as you can see, it's Windows 10 already on there. And there we go. Okay, I need to sign in. But pretty much that is it. That is how quick it takes to turn on. I don't know how long that was. It wasn't very long. When you try and turn on like an older laptop, like my one down there, or my even older one, which I don't use, which is down there, that would take, I don't know. The older one would probably take about 15 or so minutes to turn on because of how much stuff is on it and how old it is. And my other one would probably take a couple of minutes to turn on, but that was just like seconds. That's not the password. So that is the one memory that actually boots it up, which is the 1TB Samsung, as I just said. That one's actually a solid state drive, so it will boot up even quicker, thankfully. Now the other one is the Toshiba. That one is a 3TB drive, but I can't say it, so don't worry about it. PP300, 3TB, 3.5, 7,200 RPM SATA drive. So SATA drives, and so if you basically don't know what's the difference between a solid state drive and a SATA drive, basically solid state drives are quicker and they can do things quicker, but they are a little bit more expensive. So that's why I've got that as a boot up one, and then I've got the other one just to go and store all the stuff that I need to go and store on it. The difference is that they're quicker, but they are more expensive. But as you saw how quick that boot up was, I wouldn't go and get a 3TB solid state drive because that would be very expensive. I'm going to be putting up everything on the screen. Now we're going to moving on to graphics card. As you saw, that is a EVGA? Yeah, EVGA GeForce RTX 2070 X. I'm not going to go through all that. Pretty much it's 8 GB of DDR RAM, and it has also, I think the fans do. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this. But underneath here, which, are you seeing it? You can just about see it. You can see there's fans on there. Now those fans I don't think they move unless they really have to. They do when you start up the PC. And I'm not going to turn it off and turn it back on just to go and show you, but those fans do actually move, which I didn't actually realise until we had all this stuff in. I was like, hey, those fans don't move, and I turned it off and turned it back on, and then found out that they do actually move, and I was just being very stupid. So that's the graphics card. The next thing we're going to be that is the video card. Now the next thing is the case, which is an Anidees AL Crystal XL RGB version 3 full tower. Now I wanted to have a full tower case. Now, when I decided to have a full tower case, I didn't quite expect it to be this big. Now, I've seen cases before, and I completely misjudged how big that case was. Now, the part that should have given it away was the XL part, but no, that didn't give it away until it came in the post, and I was like, oh, it didn't come through the post, it's not going to come through a little box. The guy delivered it and went, I got a delivery for you, and I'm like, shit, you certainly have. And I didn't realise how big it was. I was like, maybe it's just packaging and stuff. And as I took it off, I was like, that's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. The case is awesome. There are several versions to it. I don't know if they've all got the RBG in it. As you can see, it's just going through like a yellowy, greeny cycle. I don't know what you want to call that. Maybe mucus, puke, whatever. Power supply, which is a Corsair HX850W. That's better. AT plus platinum certified fully modular ATX power supply. Now, I have no idea what that means, but I know that it works with all this, and it's pretty good. And I wanted to have something around the 850 kind of mark because I'm going to be doing gaming and some streaming, and the higher the number, the more expensive. Plus, with like if you go for platinum or gold or silver or anything like that, it's a little bit more expensive. But of course, me being me, I had to go for the platinum one. But I wanted to make sure that the power supply would be able to run what it needs to. Lots of people say you don't need anything over 800. I've heard from other people you do need something over 800, so I decided to go for over 800. But you should be fine if you're not doing mainly gaming and stuff. But don't take my advice for making PCs. I only made that one, and it kind of works, I guess. So I must be doing something right. Now the other thing is the screen. That doesn't really matter because most screens like this, as you can see, will work with most PCs as long as it's got a HDMI slot. Although I did have a little bit of trouble trying to get that HDMI thing in that one. I don't think it really matters which way it goes, but for the first time I was trying to put it in, whoa, it wouldn't work. Pretty much the screen is an LG Exdisplay. I think that's supposed to have a space. It's a 4K screen. So if I need to go and do any 4K filming, I won't be filming in 4K. I could, but then that would be a huge amount of stuff to try and render and all that kind of stuff, and I don't really want to do that. So this is a 4K screen. This is not the best angle for this 4K screen. Anyway guys, that is all the parts of the PC and the screen, and as I said, I'll have a whole list of the things popping up right now, so if you want to go and pause it, go and read that. And I will also be streaming as soon as I can. I just need to try and like figure out when I could stream and when I'm not working so much. See, the people that do YouTube, like I try to get 3 to 4 videos up. I try to get 4 videos up a week, and I've not been hitting that over the last couple of days. I've not been hitting that over the last couple of months because of work and because of trying to get that PC sorted out and making sure that all the things actually fit together. I've also got one more thing coming, and that will be a light, but I'll talk more about that in a little bit later because it's not here at the moment, so I can't really talk about it. But I'll be using this camera that I'm using right now, and I'll also be using the Logitech. And the way you know that thing is on is when you open up a program, for example OBS, you can see that the little blue light's on it, so you know when you're actually using it. Isn't that just trippy and an Inceptionist? Inceptionist, that's not the right word. I've got OBS set up to stream already, and I have tested the stream, and the stream's pretty good. There's a little bit of lag quality, but lag quality. There's a little bit of lagging in it, but it's what you kind of expect. Will I actually stream on Twitch? I don't know. I've streamed on DLive, so if you want to go and follow me, that's CrazyUKGamer or DLive/CrazyUKGamer or something. I'm not entirely sure what it is. Make sure you go and follow me on there if you actually want to go and check out my streams. I'll let you know what I'm doing streaming anyway, but I just wanted to do the first stream so I actually knew what I was kind of doing, so when I actually decided to do a proper stream, I didn't think I have no idea what I'm doing. So right now I'm trying to trip over cables. That's not a wise idea, and I suggest if you want to go and do it in the safety of your own home, or just don't do it at all. This is how proper vloggers do it. They shake the camera about a lot, right? So, as I said, I can just do this, change it around a little bit. This probably looks really, really weird through camera, but yeah, I can just go and mess around with this. It pretty much does what I need it to do, and I've future-proofed it with the 4K. I know there are 4K games, but I've future-proofed it with the 4K thing. I've pretty much future-proofed it for the next couple of years through all the stuff that I've put on there. And yeah, we're all good to go. I've told you what it is. If you want to go and check out that PC thing, it's down in the comment description below. The comment description below. That's a common mistake that I like to make. I don't know how much I've put of this in, but I've actually been recording for a little bit of time now. So anyway, guys, I'm going to leave that video here. And if you have any comments, make sure you drop them down in the description. Make sure you drop them down in the description below. No, drop them down in the comments below. Don't write on your monitor. That's not a wise idea. So if you have any comments or questions, make sure you drop them down in the comment section below, and I'll try and answer them. If I don't know the answer, then I'll tell you I don't know the answer. But if you want to know anything about my PC, please let me know, and I'll try and help you as best as I can. And as soon as I can, oh, that's one thing I didn't actually tell you. On this microphone, as you probably can see, it's got a pop filter right here. This thing right here, which I've used before. Now, what I didn't show you is also I've got a foam thing on this thing now as well. So it stops. It's not going to stop me completely, but when I decide to go in a microphone and make it sound like you're in a wind tunnel or anything, then now I can actually stop that, because not only will it stop the spit that's just gone all over that, it'll also stop the air as well. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I can also turn this off by going like this. Let me show you. Let me show you which side is over. It's over that side. Boom, haha, boom, back on. Anyway, that was just a little pointless. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to share this button, punch on the like button, and if you want to become part of the CrazyArmy, make sure you punch the subscribe button. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. That probably made no sense. I'm just warning you now. Probably no sense. But this is at the end of the video, so it's pointless.